Jedi Grandmaster Yoda quite famously gave the young Jedi prodigy Luke Skywalker a difficult time when he landed on the swamp world of Dagobah in search for Yoda, who he had in his mind to be a grand old Jedi Master, something that was in fact true. But the individual that Luke had always pictured in his mind was not the individual that he met on that day. Although Yoda in his own right was great and powerful, Luke just didn't realize it. In Empire Strikes Back, Yoda has a big disagreement with Obi-Wan Kenobi about training the young Skywalker, calling him reckless and saying that he always looks to the stars. This was in fact not the first argument that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda had about the situation and the training of the young Luke. Yoda was in fact deeply afraid of the potential of the young Luke Skywalker, seeing far more of his father in him than he originally anticipated he might. Therefore, Yoda wanted to train another individual in the ways of the Force that would one day be powerful enough to overthrow both Vader and Sidious. That individual we know as Leia. In a canon novel From a Certain Point of View, we explore the point of view of various characters in the Star Wars universe, and how they perceive different events that are quite famous now in Star Wars. One of the chapters From a Certain Point of View actually followed Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, but was told from Yoda's point of view, where we learn how Yoda truly felt about a young Luke Skywalker before he ever began training with him, and how he believed that Luke Skywalker may eventually fall to the dark side of the Force, having a heated debate with his old friend Jedi Master Kenobi in the form of a Force ghost on whether or not to train Luke or Leia, with it being clear in the chapter that Yoda very much wanted to train Leia in the ways of the Force to become a Jedi, but Obi-Wan was very much set in the way that he should train Luke instead of Leia. Master, I want you to take on a new Padawan. You do you? I want you to train young Skywalker. Yoda felt his heart thrill. He did not imagine it could have happened, but here it was. Yes. You agree so quickly, Master Yoda? Long have I waited to train her. Master, I want you to train Luke. Yoda looked at the shimmering face. No, he said. He stamped his cane on the floor. That is not the one. Not ready is he. Who was ever ready, Master? Not that one. A Jedi must have the deepest commitment. That one looks from one cloud to another. A Jedi must have the most serious mind. That one cannot keep his mind from his speeder. Not him, her. He will not finish what he begins. He is reckless, and while we know the path of reckless, one must set his foot. The shimmering Obi-Wan sat down on the bunk beside his old master. This is damp, said Obi-Wan. Bother you, does dampness do, Master Kenobi? You'll be surprised, Master. For one, 900 years old, no more surprises are there. Obi-Wan smiled. I promise you, Master, you will be surprised. Yoda lay down on his bed and pulled the blanket up around him. Already come the time is to be with you. Already come the time is to become one with the Force. A shimmering Obi-Wan shook his head. And to tell me this, you are the one, Kenobi? A long silence. The other Skywalker I would train. She is ready. Obi-Wan shook his head again. A demanding one you have become, Kenobi. Forgive me, Master. And if I try to teach this rash, this impatient, this mindless boy the ways of the Force, and fail, what then? Obi-Wan smiled. I seem to remember an old master of mine who liked to say something about trying. Yoda said, and drew the blanket up closer. He closed his eyes, and Obi-Wan waited. Send him to me then, Obi-Wan, said Yoda, in a voice as quiet as a whisper. Yoda turned, but Obi-Wan was already gone. Yoda nestled deeply into Qui-Gon Jinn's cloak. He would sleep now. At least, he would try to sleep. His eyes opened. He probably would not sleep. It was not what he had wished for. Not at all. Still, for the first time in a long time, he was eager for the next day. There it is, guys. Yoda didn't actually want to train Luke Skywalker in the ways of the Force to eventually become a Jedi. He was afraid that he was too much like Anakin Skywalker and would eventually be seduced and fall to the dark side of the Force, just like his father did. Instead, though, Yoda deemed Leia to be ready, but Obi-Wan disagreed with him, seeing a lot of potential in the young Luke Skywalker. As to exactly why Obi-Wan wanted Luke to train under Yoda and not Leia, I'm not sure, but it's clear that Yoda actually wanted to train Leia above Luke, again mostly out of fear. But what are your guys' thoughts on this, and the fact that Yoda actually wanted Leia and not Luke Skywalker to become a Jedi? Or at least at the time of the original trilogy, Yoda deemed Luke not ready to become a Jedi, but Leia was. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, and do you guys think that this makes sense? Also, what do you think Star Wars would look like if it was actually Leia that was the one that was trained by Yoda in the ways of the Force, and became a Jedi instead of Luke? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.